All right. Good afternoon, everyone. And today we have Soo Kim, and she will be doing her talk will be on Introduction to eFuture Spiral Curriculum. Sue, would you give us a short introduction, and then away you go for your talk?
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Sue. I'm with eFuture. eFuture is a publishing company based in Seoul, Korea. And today I'll be introducing our program. And yeah, so let's get started. Okay. Now let me share my screen with you. Okay, here we are. So, introduction to eFuture's spiral curriculum. Curriculum problems, we are here to help you. Okay? So here we are. So today I'm going to talk about these 4 things. Number 1, curriculum questions. And number 2, features of eFuture program. And number 3, eFuture's main program. And number 4, eFuture support. So let's get started with curriculum questions. I'm sure you have some questions about curriculum, right? And I'm going to show you some examples. So here we are. So what are the questions do you usually ask when you think about maybe changing your curriculum, or if you are starting a new course? Okay, what are the questions do you usually ask? Number 1, how many classes per week? Okay, so these are the questions that I usually ask when teachers ask us for help with the curriculum. How many classes per week? In Japan, I think it's usually 1 class per week, right? In Korea, usually 2 or 3 classes per week. But in some other countries, we export our books to 20 countries, right? All over the world. And in some countries, they teach 5 classes per week, right? Sometimes more. Okay. So number 2, how long is the class? Okay, is your class 40 minutes, 45 minutes, or 50 minutes? Okay. Number 3, how long is the course or program? So some schools have 3 months program, sometimes 6 months, sometimes 1 year. Okay. Number 4, which grade, which level? So you have to think about your students. Okay, how old are they, and what are their English levels? And number 5, main program or supplementary program? Are you looking for your main program, okay, or supplementary program? Number 6, what's the goal? Okay, when students finish this course, okay, what's their goal? What's their achievement? Okay, you have to think about the goal of the course. And online or offline? Okay, so do you want to deliver the lessons online, or are you going to teach classes in the classroom? Okay, so these are the questions you have to ask before you think about the curriculum. Okay, and we can help you with the curriculum. We provide a curriculum consulting service, and I'll come back to that later. So let's look at eFuture curriculum. So we have a wide range of books, from phonics, right, and to course books. So we have primary course book and kindergarten course book, and readers. Okay, we have readers for secondary level as well, and secondary program. And we have all these skill books, reading, grammar, listening, and writing. Okay. This is a very good chart because you can see all our program here. Okay, you can find this chart on our website. So if you go to eFuture website, here's the website address. Okay, you can find the PDF catalog, and you can also see the curriculum chart. Okay. So the good thing about this curriculum chart is that you can see the levels. Okay, and then you can go across the chart, right, to see the same levels, okay, which books are available for this level. Okay. So let's start with kindergarten curriculum. So we have Little Hands as a main program, and we also have supplementary programs like phonics, phonics readers, and nursery rhyme readers. So the nursery rhyme readers are storybooks based on nursery rhymes. So students can sing and dance and they can watch the video, okay? And then we have primary curriculum. So we have the main program, Smart English, Hand in Hand, and Let's Smile. Let's Smile is our new course book series. And we also have supplementary program that goes together with the main program. Phonics, reading, grammar, writing, listening, and readers. And we have secondary curriculum, Reading Town, Reading World, Reading Planet. Okay, so these are the main program for secondary level. And of course, we have the readers, okay, classic readers for secondary level. So let's look at these examples. Okay, remember the questions that I asked you before about the curriculum? Okay, we had 7 or 8 questions there. Okay, think about the questions and then look at these examples. Okay, so if you are teaching 2 classes per week or 3 classes per week, okay, you can look at this table, day 1, day 2, day 3. Okay, if you are teaching 2 classes per week, you can just look at day 1 and day 2. If you are teaching 3 classes per week, then you can look at day 1, day 2, and day 3. Okay, so for your curriculum, you can just have one main program. Okay, just choose one course book and use that course book. Okay, so day 1, day 2, day 3, you just use the course book, which is very simple. Okay, if you are teaching primary school level children and you just want to choose one book, which is the main program, Smart English, let's say, or Hand in Hand, or Let's Smile, and then you just teach that book. Simple, right? But if you want to add a skill book, okay, if you want to focus on a specific skill together with the main program, then you can choose one skill book. Okay, so let's say you want to do more grammar. Okay, then you can do a course book and a grammar book. Okay, so if you are teaching 2 classes per week, then you can do the course book in day 1, and then in day 2, you do grammar. If you teach 3 classes per week, then you can do course book, grammar, and course book. Okay, you can alternate. And if you want to do the main program with readers, okay, you want to do some reading, maybe extensive reading, okay, then you can use readers. So you do one day course book and then the other day readers. Okay, or if you're teaching 3 classes per week, course book, readers, course book. Okay, so you can use one main course book or you can use supplementary programs. And here are some more examples. Okay, what if you teach only 1 class per week? I know in Japan, many teachers just teach 1 class per week, right? So if that's the case, you can just use one course book or, you know, just one skill book or just one phonics book. If you want to do some supplementary program, then you can do it this way, right? Let's say your class is 50 minutes, okay? Sometimes 45 minutes, 40 minutes, right? So you divide your class time into maybe if it's 50 minutes, then you do the main program for 40 minutes and do readers for 10 minutes. Okay, in that way, you can do a supplementary program together with your main course book. Okay. Or if you want to do a skill book together with your main course book, then maybe you can divide your class time into 30 minutes and 20 minutes. Okay, so you can do the main program for 30 minutes and grammar for 20 minutes. Okay, so divide your classroom and class time into maybe 2 parts and then do the main program and do a supplementary program. In that way, even if you are teaching only 1 class per week, you can have more than 1 book. Okay, yeah, is this clear? Yes, if you are teaching 3 classes per week, right? You can do main program for 40 minutes for 3 classes and then do 10 minutes of reading for the 3 classes. Okay, So these are just examples because your teaching situation is all different, right? And your students' levels are different. So you have to be flexible, right? And adaptable. And as I said before, if you need help with your curriculum design, we can also help you. And even if you are not using eFuture coursebook, if you're using coursebooks from other publishing companies, it's still okay. You can still use eFuture supplementary program, right? Because we follow CFR, YLE levels, okay? So you can mix and match our books with other books from other publishers, right? So our focus is from pre-A1 to A2. So these are our main focus, but we also have books for B1 and B2. Now let's look at the features of eFuture curriculum. Okay, number one, EFL environment. Number two, link, review, and recycle. This is a spiral curriculum, right? And number three, in-class teaching and online teaching. So let's look at EFL environment first. Okay, I'm sure you are aware of EFL. You know what EFL is, right? So EFL stands for English as a Foreign Language, EFL, right? So a Japanese student learning English in Japan, so that's EFL environment. Okay, if a Japanese student learning English in USA, then that's ESL, English as a second language, right? But in EFL environment, the dominant language is not English, right? And you use English only in English class, right? So students, you use English in the classroom, but when they walk out of the classroom, then they'll be speaking Japanese, right? So in EFL environment, you have limited exposure, limited time, and limited opportunities to use English. Okay, that's why we have to do more practice, and that's why we have to do more link, review, and recycle. Okay, and this is what spiral syllabus is all about. So for young EFL learners, we have to do more practice, yes, and we have to do more linking, reviewing, and recycling, right? And we also need to have strong foundation, right? And clear and simple directions. This is very, very important, right? Our students are young, their English level is very low, so we need to give clear and simple directions and easy to follow lessons. Okay, learning English itself is very difficult, right? You don't want to make it more complicated, right? You want to have easy to follow lessons. And you want to do fun and easy activities, right? You want to make your lessons fun and easy for your children, right? And we said that we need more practice in EFL environment, right? But this more practice means, you do a lot of repetition, but in a fun way through fun and easy games and activities. That's how we designed our books, okay? And so we try to provide more opportunities to use English and focus on communication. Okay, so these things are very important when we teach EFL students, right? So let's move on to link, review, and recycle, right? I have a page from Smart English, okay? This is one of our course books. And let's look at this. This is lesson 4, pets, right? And we have the main conversation here. Okay, and this is lesson 4. This is a new target of this lesson, lesson 4. Okay, and when they learn this, they will link it with lesson 2, the target from lesson 2. So we link the targets, we review lesson 2 targets here, and then we practice together with lesson 4 new target. Okay, so if you look at this page, it's even more clear, right? So we have targets from lesson 1, right? L1 is lesson 1, L2 lesson 2, and L4 lesson 4. So here, the section name is link and review. Okay, so we try to teach the new target, but then we link with the old target when we do review and recycle. Okay, this will help students remember. Okay, if they have only one English class per week, right? It's very easy for them to forget, right? Even though you give them homework, right? 1 week is like, it's a long time, right? You have only one class per week. And that's why we try to do a lot of linking and reviewing and recycling to help students remember, right? So this is a very important concept for eFuture curriculum: link, review, and recycle. And let's look at this one. When you teach grammar, well, if you are a non-native speaker, think about your experience. How did you learn English grammar? If you are a native speaker, do you teach grammar to your students? Okay, sometimes it's very difficult for students to learn English grammar. And one of the reasons is that there's no link between the targets. Okay, so let's look at this one. This is the traditional syllabus. Linear syllabus is the traditional approach. Okay, so Unit 1, nouns. We usually start grammar book Unit 1, nouns, and then move on to Unit 2, pronouns. But then there's no link between Unit 1 and Unit 2. Unit 3, adjectives. Again, there's no link between Unit 2 and Unit 3, right? Unit 4, verbs. No link between adjectives and verbs. This is why grammar is so difficult, right? You just cannot remember. You cannot link, okay? But if you compare this with spiral syllabus, okay, Unit 1, we learn nouns. In Unit 2, the new target is pronouns. But then we review nouns and we make a link with nouns and pronouns and practice together. Okay, and when you go to Unit 3, the new target is adjectives. But then we also link with nouns and pronouns from Unit 1 and Unit 2. Okay, and then we review and recycle. And when you go to Unit 4, the new target is verbs, but we make a link with nouns, pronouns, and adjectives, right? We review, link, and recycle. Right? So in this way, students will remember, right? They'll try to use the things that they've learned before, right? So this will make learning easier, right? And memorable. So this is the spiral syllabus, and all eFuture program is based on this spiral syllabus. Link, review, and recycle. Review all targets, expand and link with new targets. And this will help students recycle, reuse, and remember the language targets. Okay, so use spiral syllabus. Okay, so if you look at our grammar series, okay, my first grammar 1, my first grammar book 2, and my first grammar book 3. Okay, so book 1, new targets. And in book 2, we review and extend from book 1 targets to book 2 new targets. Okay, and in book 3, book 1 and 2 targets are reviewed and extended. Okay, this is designed very systematically. Right, so when we develop our books, we think about this very carefully. So we plan very carefully to have this systematic link and review. Okay, so it's not only within the book, right? It's not just between the units, but also between the books, the levels, right? We have link and review. Okay. Now let's move on to number 3, in-class teaching and online teaching. And because we provide teachers' ebooks, okay, you can use this teachers' ebook for both in-class teaching and online teaching. Okay, if you have a smart board in your classroom, right, you can use teacher's ebook, right, to teach the book in class. Okay, and if you are teaching online, you can use teacher's ebook for online lessons. So teachers will use teacher's ebook, okay, and students will learn the lesson online, and then they'll do their work on paper book. Okay, and we also have online practice available on our eSmart Class. eSmart Class is the online platform, and teachers can find the ebooks there, right? Okay, so I talked about the features of eFuture books, right? Now let's move on to eFuture's main program. Okay, so we'll look at the course books, number 1, number 2, phonics, number 3, readers, and number 4, skill books. And if I have time at the end of the session, maybe I can show you some of the ebooks, some pages, right? So that you can have a look at the special features of these main program. So number 1, eFuture's course books. Okay, so we have Little Hands for kindergarten level, and we have 3 series for primary level. So we have Smart English, Hand in Hand, and Let's Smile. Little Hands, because it's for kindergarten level, we have simple vocabulary and useful expressions. Okay, so this series is to help students get ready for elementary level. So we have lots of characters, cute characters and engaging stories, lots of songs and chant. And we have CLIL and art projects, and of course, alphabet and phonics support. And here are the primary course book series, Smart English, Let's Smile, and Hand in Hand. Let's compare the levels. Okay, Smart English and Let's Smile have the same levels, okay, from pre-A1 to A2. Okay, if you look at Hand in Hand covers all the targets from A2 flyers level. Okay, whereas Smart English and Let's Smile, can you see a little bit of gap here, right? So the level is a little bit lower than Hand in Hand. Okay, Smart English, Let's Smile, same level. And those 2 levels are a little bit lower than Hand in Hand, but we still cover from pre-A1 to A2. So let's compare the series. Smart English. English is easy and fun. Okay, that's what we want to emphasize in Smart English. English is easy to learn, fun to learn, and easy to remember. Okay. For Let's Smile, we want to emphasize that everything is linked. So language targets are linked and recycled. Language targets are linked to school subjects, and language targets are linked to the world. Okay. Of course, we have link and review and recycle in all our series, right? But there is a special emphasis with linking for Let's Smile. And Hand in Hand helps students become successful in the 21st century. So we have special features in Hand in Hand: global awareness, CLIL, and 21st century skills. Okay, so although these 3 series are similar in some ways, okay, they are all based on spiral syllabus, but each series has its own special features. Okay, I'm not going into the details of all these features, but let's just compare the big things. I'd like to point out the CLIL element of Hand in Hand. You know what CLIL is, right? Content and Language Integrated Learning, CLIL, C-L-I-L, right? So content is school subjects, science, math, art. Language is English, right? And content and language integrated, right? So you learn English and school subjects together. Okay, so that's what CLIL is about. Okay, there is a section called School Link in Hand in Hand. And we cover many different subjects like science, social studies, art, math, right? And sometimes teachers ask me, you know, my students' English level is very low, right? They learn colors, they learn fruits, right? How can they do CLIL? It'll be too difficult, right? How can they do science? Well, with hand in hand, yes, they can, because CLIL is done as a review. Okay, so students will have the language. They learn the vocabulary. They have the grammar structure, right? They know that already, right? We just connect that with science. Okay, so when we designed this CLIL elements in hand, we looked at the age level and the language level and understanding level of the students so that they can manage this CLIL section. Okay, otherwise CLIL will be too difficult for EFL students, right? So if you look at this page, fruit and seeds. So before they do this, right, in the previous section, they already learned the fruits. They already learned the colors. Okay, they already learned all the vocabulary and the grammar structure. Okay, so this will not be difficult for the students. Okay, this is a link and review section. Okay, now let's move on to eFuture Phonics series. Okay, we have many different phonics series, right? So the most frequently asked question is, why do you have so many phonics? Okay, and I'm going to answer that question, right? So let's look at this one, kindergarten, right? We have phonics series for kindergarten level, which is little phonics. Okay, and these 4 series are for elementary level. So we have school phonics, smart phonics, EFL-focused, and speed phonics. Right? You can see that there are different number of books in each series. So school phonics, how many books? 4 books, right? 4 levels. Smart phonics and EFL-focused, how many? 5, right? We have 5 books, 5 levels. Speed phonics, 3 books, right? 3 levels. Okay, so the reason why we have so many different phonics series is for teachers to choose. We want to give options, okay? Because as I said before, we all teach in different environment, right? Our classes are different, our students are different, right? So you can choose, right? You can look at this series and choose the ones that are most suitable for your class, right? And if you want to speed up the phonics course, then you can choose speed phonics because there are 3 books, right? Some teachers prefer to have 4 books in one series, right? Because they want to plan their lesson like 3 months, 3 months, 3 months, right? If you want to finish phonics in 1 year, you can use school phonics, right? Because you can finish each book in 3 months, then you'll be finished with all the series by the end of the year. Okay, so it depends on your teaching schedule and it depends on the student's level. Okay, you can choose the phonics series. But all these different series have the same system, okay, which is the best phonics system for EFL learners. And let's look at the phonics targets. Okay, so here we are. We have smart phonics and EFL phonics from book 1 to book 5. So these are the phonics targets covered in these 2 series. Okay, if you look at speed phonics, we combined book 1 and book 2. Right? Because remember, speed phonics only 3 books. You want to speed up the process, right? That's why we combined book 1 and book 2. Right? So book 1. And we divide book 4, like level 4. And then we combine the first half of book 4 with book 3 to make speed phonics book 2. And we combine the second half of book 4 and book 5 to make speed phonics book 3. Okay, so as you can see, although there are 3 books, all the targets are covered, right? We didn't miss out anything. Everything is there. For school phonics, there are 4 books. Okay, book 1 and book 2 are the same as book 1 and book 2 of smart phonics and EFL phonics, right? but book 3 and book 4, book 3 is a little bit different, right? We combined book 3 and book 4 of Smart Phonics and EFL-focused to make School Phonics book 3, right? Book 4 is the same, double letter vowels. Okay, so we combined some sections to make 3 books or 4 books. Okay, Little Phonics, there are 4 books, but if you look at the level only goes up to book 2 of Smart Phonics and EFL-focused, because Little Phonics is for kindergarten, very young children. Okay, we divide book 1 into 2 books, book 1 and book 2. Okay, and then we divide book 2 of Smart Phonics and EFL-focused into 2 books, book 3 and book 4. So even though there are 4 books in Little Phonics, the level only goes up to book 2 of Smart Phonics. Okay, so only single letter sounds and short vowels are covered in Little Phonics. And when they finish book 4 of Little Phonics, they can move on to Smart Phonics book 3 or EFL-focused book 3 or Speed Phonics book 2 or School Phonics book 3. Okay, because this is systematically designed, you can change the program if you want. Okay, so I hope this is very clear. Okay, so compare the phonics targets and choose the one that you like, right? Which is the best book for your class, for your students. Okay, we want to give you the options. Okay, so let's look at the system a little bit more. So I said eFeature-phonics system is the best system for EFL learners, right? It's proven. We have the best-selling phonics series. So we export our phonics series to 20 different countries in the world, right? It's so Japan, China, and also Colombia, Mexico, Ecuador, all over the world. Okay, so it's proven. A lot of teachers used it and they like it. They think this is the best system to teach phonics for EFL learners. Okay, so in level 1, we teach single letters. Okay, apple, book, cat. And when you go to book 2, okay, so just by looking at this, you can see that it's very systematic, right? We don't teach these rules to our students, right? But this is for the teachers to see the system, okay? And students will not learn this as a rule like this, but they will do a lot of practice and they'll do a lot of fun activities, okay? And then they'll just learn the rule naturally, right? Through these different games and activities. Okay, that's eFeature system. Okay, I'm not going into the details of explaining all these things, but we have lots of videos on our YouTube channel, right? If you want to find out more about eFeature-phonics system, please watch those videos. And yeah, I'm sure you can see so what makes our phonics system different from others. Okay. Now let's move on to, okay, so here, I want to show you some pages from our phonics books. Oops, sorry. Okay, so here, so we have lots of games and activities in our phonics books. Okay, look at this board game. And it's very colorful and students will just love it, right? Lots of interesting activities and easy to follow lessons. It's board games and phonics stories and chant with animations. Okay, so in our course book and phonics books, we have ebooks, as I said before, for teachers to teach online or in class. And we also have mobile apps, okay, for students. They can listen to the audio, they can watch the animation on mobile app, and they can play simple games. Okay, so we provide all these digital resources. Okay, now let's move on to number 3, eFeature readers. Okay, if you visit this website, okay, you can see e-catalog of eFuture readers. Okay, we have many different readers series. Okay, classic readers, phonics readers, and many other readers. So you can look at the sample pages, and you can read some explanations about this series, okay, from this e-catalog. So this is a book from eFuture Classic Readers. There are 12 levels, 180 classic readers, and we have animations for the low-level readers, 60 readers. We have the animations, and we provide lots of activities and worksheets. Okay, you can watch this animation on our YouTube channel. Okay, and of course we have comic series, comic readers. This is very unique. It's probably, I don't think you can find any other graded comic readers from other publishers. This is very unique to us, and we won the LLL awards. So there are 3 different series: Magic Adventures, School Adventures, and Vera the Alien Hunter. And there are 18 books in each series. Okay, and of course we provide lots of activities with this series as well. Then we also have e-library, where students can read these readers on ebook format, and they can do digital activities. And number 4, skill books. Okay, so we have all these different skill books: grammar, reading, writing, and listening. We've looked at the features of grammar, the spiral curriculum, right? And we have spiral syllabus for all these other series as well, right? Because link, review, recycle, those are the most important things in eFuture series. Okay. And let's look at eFuture support. We provide teacher training, and we provide curriculum consulting, and we provide lots of resources, right, for the teachers. So teacher training, we are specialized in teacher training. I worked as a teacher trainer for many years, and I still do a lot of teacher training. And before COVID-19, I traveled to many different countries to do teacher training. But these days, I do a lot of webinars, okay? And we make videos, okay? And yeah, we provide curriculum consulting as well. We have 2 webinars per month. And in October, we have these 2 webinars: Make Online Learning Fun and Teaching with Let's Smile. Okay, so please visit our YouTube channel to watch the recording of these webinars and join our webinars, right, if you have time. So this is our YouTube channel. Okay, we have lots of videos there. Not only the webinar videos, but we also have model lessons, activity videos, and teaching tips. Okay, so please come and have a look at the videos. And we provide all these downloadable resources, right? You can download tests, worksheets, and MP3 files and other resources from our website. And as I said before, we have online practice on our eSmart class, and we provide mobile apps. Okay, and this is eFuture on social media. We have YouTube channel and Facebook, Instagram, and Weibo. So please visit and find out what's happening with eFuture. If you have any questions about our curriculum, you can email us, inquiry@eltkorea.com, or visit our website. Okay, and our partner in Japan is English Books Japan. So if you have any questions, you can ask them as well. Okay, and so let's do some link review and recycle, right, for today's session. So we talked about curriculum questions, right? There are questions that you usually ask, okay? And then I introduced the features of eFuture program, and we looked at some main programs, okay? And I also talked about eFuture support. right? So have lots of fun with eFuture Spiral curriculum. And because we still have about 5 minutes, maybe I can show you the ebooks and some of the resources that I talked about earlier. Okay, so let me stop sharing this. And okay, I'll go to eFuture online platform. And I'll show you some ebooks. Okay. Let's look at phonics first. How many phonics series do we have? Yes, 5, right? But today I'll just show you school phonics. Okay, let me log on to the system. eSmart Class is our online platform, and you can use this website if you use eFuture Books. Okay, and if you're teaching online, this will be very useful because you will have.
You can't see the screen. You have to share your screen. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, I'll share the screen. Okay, here we are. Can you see the screen now?
We can see the screen now.
Okay, that's good. So this is phonics, and I'm going to show you some chant and phonics stories, right? So let's look at our first page. Okay, can you see this? I hope you can hear the sound. I haven't checked the sound, but I hope this works.
Hello, everyone. Let's go. Apple. Apple. Book. Book. Cat. Great job.
Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Did you chant together? Okay, so we have lots of interesting chant and the animation that goes together with the chant. So students can, do the chant, and chant are really good for students because they will remember, right? And these are really catchy. And I'll show you the story, and then I think we can finish at 1:15. So let's look at the readers. For school phonics, we have readers that go together with the book. Okay, so let's look at the story. Let's look at this story. This is my favorite story. The Talent Show.
The Talent Show.
The king and queen have a question.
What can you do?
Octopus plays the piano. The king and queen dance.
Oh.
Okay, I think I'll have to stop here. Okay, so you can visit our website or YouTube channel to watch more stories and animations, right? So that's all from me today.
Thank you so much, Sue. That was great.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, that's it for this. I'm going to stop recording and close the room. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.